show. That's right. Welcome in. Welcome back, folks, to some really early preseason rankings are starting to come out, and some people have Notre Dame really high. And I wanted to get the reaction from the Notre Dame fans on how they feel about an edition of the Always Irish show. As always, thanks for being here. You can find a program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps me out as well. Notifications on there way you don't miss nothing. Twitter. Search bar Always Irish or Always Irish Shake. Emails alwaysirishhead@gmail.com. Audio only. Anywhere you want it, you can get it. Don't want to see my face? Who's going to blame you for that? Call-in lines, they're popping even in the summer, baby. Is it even summer yet? I think it's still spring. 312-988-15. Dialed up. Tell Yanni all you've heard insane. Notre Dame Fighting Irish brought to you by SI. I got a wrinkled chain. My chain's crinkled. What's going on? Patreon.com/Always Irish. The former captain and myself breaking it all down. Goolsby and Kennedy, be there, be square. Thanks to everybody there year round. All right. Really simple topic. Every once in a while, I like to just throw some Notre Dame related items out on Twitter and get the reaction from all of our fans, what they think about it, whether it's something good, bad, a hot take, whatever it is. So let's get into this and see what the Notre Dame fans think. Here we have Andy Staples, the On3 guy, top 25 post-spring. Texas number 1, Notre Dame number 2. Clemson coming back here with old Dabo rising from the dead or whatever. Seemed like they were down and out. Penn State 4. Oh, we always got to have Penn State up there till they play anybody really good, and then Franklin's going to Brian Kelly himself and lose it. Ohio State, Oregon, Bama, Georgia. Is that Illinois, number 9? I like that. So I like seeing some new names in here, some new logos. I think that's pretty interesting. But for our purposes, we're looking at that Notre Dame number 2. Here's what that means to me. Could mean a couple different things. Does this mean that Andy Staples understands fully that Notre Dame's going to have a new quarterback and that he's just assuming it's all going to be fine? Like, you got to build that in. And I refuse to think one of the top national guys like that's at this level that he is in On3 would not know all about Notre Dame's quarterback dynamic. So I think that's very interesting to me to see a guy like this look at Notre Dame's early tough schedule, know you're going to have the young quarterback thing to deal with, and still has Notre Dame number 2. That's what I find interesting about this. So I wanted to know from the Notre Dame fans what their thoughts are on this. And let's see what we got. I don't really care at this point. They just need to be in the top 12 at the end of the season. Preferably number 5 like last year, get the home game, but we'll see. Just want them to show it. I can't think of anybody else that should be ahead of us. I just wait and see and pray. I think we're better than Texas, to be honest with you. Ooh, Brendan, show the Northern Illinois and Ohio State tapes in the locker room. Ooh, man. I'm not concerned with this. It's cool, fodder for discussion, but I'm only concerned about where we finish. Holt says heroes, noise, noise, noise. Show up and ball out. When the ball is spotted, nothing else matters. Probably fair based on what each team is returning. Brendan, terrible take. Notre Dame clear number 1. It isn't close. Taylor, similarly, keep underrating us. I don't take anything from On3 seriously, but it's nice this team is getting respected for more than just its famous name. Texas defense isn't good enough to survive with all their losses to the league. All games are going to be a track meet. Interesting. We don't even know who the QB is. I agree with what we have coming back. Too high. I like the climb up Also, we don't even know who the QB is, so number 2 is too high. But my question is, you don't know who the QB is, but if you knew that it was Minchie or Carr, how much would that change anyways? You would know the name, but you're not going to know if they're any good or not, or if they get overwhelmed as a young guy or not. So, like the quarterback thing, yeah, you don't know who it is, but I don't know if that would change this discussion at all, even if you did. Taking this with a grain of salt. No matter what, big game, Franklin's going to find a way to lose. So that person didn't even address the Notre Dame part, just went to that loser. With the returning talent and a legit passing threat, this seems right. Just beat Miami. Andy could say what he wants. Let's see it on the field. They had us at 7 last year. I prefer being outside the top 10 and watching the climb. But it's all nonsense just for clicks, especially this time of year for sure. It all comes down to the QB. If we have one that plays at high level, we're good. And if we don't, we can't win anything that matters. It's about right. It's about right. Very high for a team that doesn't have a QB who's thrown a meaningful pass. Yeah, again, there's a lot of faith being put in this team with that big question mark, that big quarterback question mark. So to me, it says people are baking that into the equation and they think Notre Dame will be able to overcome any rookie mistakes. I don't know. I think the Irish are going to be really good. Clemson will be very good too. Alabama's loaded, but how steady is the coaching? We're a safe pick at number 2 because we have an easier schedule. Odds of being undefeated 11-1 are high. I don't think he actually thinks we're back in the title picture this year. Irish Knight says, who cares? I'm sorry, Irish Knight. I'm just trying to find some content in the offseason. So back off. It's a little low. Rat poison. Adam, genuinely surprised OSU is at number 1. They're the defending champs. Texas is way too high. Clemson and Penn State should be swapped with Oregon and Georgia. The rest of these schools are all interchangeable. QB play is still too questionable for us to be ranked that high. Michigan is booty butt cheeks again. Good to see. Oh, man. All right. So what do we gather from this? There's a lot of faith in Notre Dame, even baking in quarterback uncertainty. And it seems like where Notre Dame people have some hesitation with this is because of the uncertainty with the quarterback. So it's interesting. You're in this dynamic. You're in this larger scale dynamic where I think everybody around the country is starting to come around to the idea that Notre Dame is a really solid, high-level program. I think people get that, and they're on board with that. Then you have that kicker, that quarterback. And that would already be its own thing. But when you pair it up with the early schedule, that's where this gets interesting. That's where this gets interesting. If Notre Dame's able to navigate like that first month of the schedule, getting everybody situated, getting the new quarterback comfortable, if they're able to navigate that and be in one piece, you're looking at hosting another playoff game, in my opinion. The only thing that could go wrong here is Notre Dame has a really good team, but they suffer a couple early losses before that's fully actualized and the quarterback's fully comfortable enough to where you're knocked out of the playoff picture halfway through. And then you could end up with a really, really good team on the back end of the schedule that still isn't going to make the playoff. Like, this team's going to be good. I'm convinced of that. But it's how good are they going to be or get and when? Do you feel me? You get what I'm saying? I'm convinced this is going to be a really good team. When? When? How long does it take to get there? You got no leeway, folks. You got no leeway. You're at Miami to start. You have an off week. You have A&M coming to town after that. That window alone in the first 3 weeks of the calendar in September could make or break Notre Dame's playoff chances right then and there. If it goes better than you think, the new quarterback integrates quicker than you think, they could throw the ball around, open up the offense. A championship is honestly on the table. If we're throwing a few pick sixes to Miami and then we're overwhelmed by the speed of A&M and it's too much for the young quarterback to process and be able to navigate, that's where you get into trouble. That's where you could get into trouble. And ain't nobody here for that. So you got to figure out how to put whoever this quarterback's going to be in the absolute best position to be able to navigate this offense and succeed in the early part of this year. You got to do a good job with that. Like that. And you know, there's a lot of belief built in here. Freeman's already showed you he believes in that. Because if he didn't, Steve Angeli would still be here, probably the number one guy. So the program, the staff is at a point where they believe they can run a young guy out there without the experience and it isn't going to blow up the season, and they still think they could succeed. I don't know how much you value that or not, but Freeman doesn't make this decision unless this whole offensive staff has confidence in that young guy. Freeman's shown you before he has no hesitation going to the portal and getting a rental. The fact that they're doubling down young tells me they believe in what they have. Let's see how it goes. What do you guys make of it? Let me know. Don't forget to check out the merchandise. The link is in the description. You can browse and carouse all the different Always Irish gear. Make sure you head over there and get something for the next tailgate. Thanks for being here.